Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the shop. We have one hell of a cool special treat for you today. We're going to be unboxing and installing the Avin Avant 4 radio for the E46 Bimmer W. So what we got to do is exerciser from this box that came directly from California by way of Hong Kong. And make sure we take care of doing so. Now. So, sorry, had to get my liquid courage. So first thing we're going to find is a user manual. And this does run Android 8.1. And it's actually a pretty decent manual. I've had some other of these radios from Chinese vendors. And typically it's something that's printed out on a piece of 8.5 by 11, and it's really not that intrusive into settings, but this seems pretty good. I haven't taken the time to look at it, but it looks like you have some pretty good guidance and direction on what things are, how they work, and also, let's see if we have it here, a wiring diagram, which is good. Some notices, which are things we immediately ignore. I wanted to see if they had the customer service line in here. This unboxing is full on off the cuff. I have not seen this thing outside of pictures online, no phone numbers on there, pictures online on the website, which were pretty impressive, I have to say. And far more impressive than some of the other companies. I've had other radios for this car and you can get them much cheaper, but the build quality was just not there and the user interface was not good, and also they just didn't have the fit and finish. So this is the first time going into it and we'll see what we got. So we have some of the polystyrene. Oh, and there she is right on the top, right in the front. Ah. We'll pull this out. We'll see what other kind of tchotchkes come with it. And then, it's pretty light actually. So actually pretty well packaged. It's not just, actually I was wrong, it wasn't polystyrene, it's this foam. It's actually got some good shock absorbency and it doesn't make a mess all over the garage when you pull things apart. Wow, good amount of stuff in her. Oh, and I also paid extra for this little choocher, I don't know what you want to call it, this dongle that plugs directly into the back of the unit and gives you the ability to run Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. I think that's what it is. I don't use Apple anymore. I've grown up. Now, what we have is a giant wiring harness, hopefully most of which we won't use. What is this? Is this the CAN bus? Yep. So this little guy is going to decode the signals coming from your steering wheel for your steering wheel controls, and is going to tell the radio what to do based on the steering wheel controls. And as I understand it, not only will it tell it what to do from the stock settings, but you can customize what you want. So when you press the volume up button, the thing could light on fire, whatever the hell you want it to do, which is a pretty nice little feature. Not lighting it on fire per se. Here's the video out if you want to do monitors. What do we have here? We have video out, audio out. Yeah, this is if you want to do rear monitors in your seats, like a really cool feature if this was in 2002. But it's nice that it's still there. Oh, this is your Wi-Fi antenna. What, for sniffing the Wi-Fi in your house? An aux jack. Okay, this is for the DVR. Which again, I don't know why you'd use it, but keep it around. That way someday when you decide to sell this on eBay and upgrade, you can have everything for the chap that wants to add all those features into his car. Now this is something... F-cam video in. Okay, I think this may be... That's for the camera. This might be, I know what this is just for the microphone that goes up into your dash or into your headliner so you can have hands-free. Oh, this is for backup cameras. I'm not a big fan of why they would integrate all that into one thing, but my gut would tell me that it's probably cheaper in the manufacturing process, and you gotta find areas to manufacture something at a lower cost to keep your costs down for the consumer, because this is a little bit pricey. It's not cheap. You can get the Chinese radios on eBay or Amazon for about $250, but they're not good. I had one from an actual fairly reputable source, Eonon or Aonon or whatever, however the hell you say it, and it was okay, but it was not of the quality that so far this seems to be. Your USB ports, I don't think that there's anything special between them. We'll have to look at the user manual. But USB 2.0, USB 1.1, USB 2.0. I don't know what that one would be for. But I think I want to put this in a USB 2.0 slot just for data transfer and whatnot. Here's the adapter for your antenna. GPS antenna that goes up in your headliner. A lot of cables to run, but that's the nature of the beast. And then here are the two different styles. Oh, nope, here they are. Here are the two different styles of what you should see, depending, as I frame it up proper, depending on the generation, or not generation, but depending on the year and options of your E46, these are going to be different. I have this one. I have a 330i with the M-Tech Sport package, whatever the appearance package is, but I know from having that radio out a million times to fiddle with it that this is my pin style, these cylinder style ones instead of these flat pins. So this is what I need, this is what I need, this is what I need, this is what I need. What else do we have? This is what I need, this is what I need, this is what I need, and this is what I need, this is what I need. Don't need this. Alright, we're good. So let's move on to the radio herself. Let's pull out a little bit of Herkimer Light just to keep things a little less screwed up. Now, yeah, it looks pretty good. Wow, the buttons feel pretty good too. They do feel. What I really liked about this one over some of the other manufacturers is for those of us in North America, customer service is going to be a lot easier because there's no time. And really, yeah, the buttons just look a lot more convincing, because in some of the other ones, they're just these big, wide, fat ones. These look really close. No, that's not a button. Oh, what the... Come on. That, screw it up. That looks like the cover for an SD card. Nice way of hiding it. Looks like a button. But some of the other... bumped it again. Amateur hour. Some of the other ones, the buttons are really wide and not very good looking, although they did do a good job. Other companies have done a good job of mimicking the faceplate design, but the buttons were just never there. And you had slots on either side for cards, for GPS cards or for SD cards. This covers it right up. I like that. And you don't see you have this logo, which I know lights up, but you don't see in big bright colors a silk screen inking of the company. So let's go around here. See, it's pretty stout, but it is still bendable. But it's not too flimsy. Now the Avant 3, did not have this. From the pictures that I've seen, and some of the videos I watched on the YouTubes, it was just flat. I don't know what would be back here, unless maybe for better cooling, because these things are processors on like phone processors and tablet processors. They can get hot, especially when they're stuck in the dashboard of your car and they're just venting into the general area of the dashboard. And if it's 110 degrees out, she might feel a little bit of heat and slow down. That's just the way processors work. In order to preserve themselves, they slow down. So I don't know what would else be back here. No CD drive up here, which is fine. I haven't used a CD since 2009. I think I bought it because I know it was a Dream Theater CD. I don't know the rationale or reasoning behind why I bought it. So here's all your interfaces for your harnesses, radio, screws if and you want to take it apart, power. This should be directly from your harness here. I'm stinking to the adapter that goes into your dashboard. Well, not this one, of course, the other one. So don't know why the addition of this, unless it's just better cooling, or again, manufacturing process may have said that it's better to, less expensive to put it out this way, because this is, what was it, $50? Well, it looks like we had some technical difficulties. I should not have listened to my friend Jack Mayhofer, because he's usually only good for pulling your chain. That you can trust anything you buy at Walmart and it's always going to be good. And for whatever reason, the camera decided that she was done. Also, broke my beer, so I got to fix that problem. Now, where we were at was talking about how the cost of this is about $50 less. I think it was, yeah, $50 less than the Avant 3. But while I was out and reconciling the issues of the world, I decided to pull the stock head unit along with the HVAC control center from my car to give you a little bit of a comparison on the buttons. Now, they're not quite as, oh God, they're not quite as big. Same with the knobs, and you know what she says, the knob should usually be the right size, but I think in this application your knob is going to be good. You can get your hands around her, and the buttons are a little bit smaller, but it's really hard to tell the difference. I mean, when they're side to side, when the thing is sitting in the dashboard, you're not going to really know unless you look down further at the HVAC control unit. But honestly, this is way, way better than some of the Chinese knockoff brands, the Chinese brands that are not cutting it when it comes to the quality and the fit and finish. So they actually, I mean, these feel stiffer, but these have 170,000 miles worth of Seek on them versus brand spanking new. And it's also, like, look at the style. It's got the rounded edge instead of just being a big fat bar. Really does mimic the location of the buttons. And I'd love to see what an E46 head unit, or oh god, I guess E39, whatever of the generation of the time period. So these ran to 2004, I think, the E46s, and I think they did get GPS in the M3s around the end. I'd love to compare one to this and see what another fella's knob looks like, and also what it takes to push his buttons. So here we have, and what's also nice is, now you got to remember, this is two separate units. This can be relocated below where your current, like, sunglasses holder, whatever you want to call it is. It just pulls out and snaps right in there. But in order to do it right, you do need to get an adapter bracket, and I'm not going to do that today. That'll be separate. I'm also not going to show you the install because there's 15,000 videos on the YouTubes on how to do that. But this bracket is no longer necessary, which is a really good thing because it is properly screwed up. It is broken. I didn't even have to use a screwdriver to get it out. And it just pulls right out of the dash because the tabs up top are gone. You can see one right there and one would be for right there. So, since it's broken and we aren't going to use it anymore anyway, just pop this guy out and we can throw her in a box and store it, because you don't ever want to get rid of it just in case you go back to it or whatever. You have to replace this anyway, and this can go in the art bin. Now, like I said, we'll store this one. We'll put it in a nice safe place. After we break it, we'll put it in a nice safe place, then we can go install this. But first, the aristocrats. No, wait. But first, we have to put in the GPS antenna and run the Wi-Fi antenna. That way everything can be plugged in and we can button up the dash good enough to get going. And then we'll come back in a second video and we'll see how the software works, what it looks like, how the interfaces with your phone, and how Android Auto works, which is the big deal. You're going to have some native apps, you're going to have some user interface, but you're going to have Android Auto and Wi-Fi, meaning you can broadcast to it from your phone via hotspot. You're going to have Wi-Fi on the road, which is going to be nice. And we'll also talk about the reasoning of why you would want to put such a silly thing in your car. Thanks for watching. See you next time.